Namaskar, good evening. You're watching Nation Wants to Know and I'm Swati Joshi. West Bengal is going to polls in a year from now. For the Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee, she will be fighting for her fourth straight term in power. Naturally, for her, it is important to keep her vote bank intact. But in doing so, is she taking it a bit too far? Let's tell you why we are asking you this today. The West Bengal government has revised the state's OBC list where 76 new castes have been added. But of the lot, it appears most of the classes added are Muslims. Let's tell you about the list. Let's tell you what the facts are. Now, naturally, the BJP and their NDA allies are calling out the Mamata Banerjee government for brazen appeasement. They say that over 60 of the 76 new castes added are Muslims, and this is a list that is basically prepared on the basis of religion and not to empower the weaker sections of society. So BJP is saying this is nothing to do with social backwardness. This is just manipulation. In return, the TMC is accusing the BJP of trying to distort the facts. Let's in fact take a look at the data. This is the new addition that we are talking about. The new additions to the OBC list. New caste additions are 76, of which there are 64 Muslim castes that have been added. So BJP is alleging over 60. That only goes on to show how the Mamata Banerjee government is interested in appeasement politics. The TMC is hitting back saying that the Chief Minister of the state, Mamata Banerjee, in the assembly made it absolutely clear that this particular list is not based on religion. BJP is also reminding the TMC of how the old list was struck down by the High Court. Naturally, the BJP and the NDA allies are targeting Mamata Banerjee now. Their allegation is that this is nothing but appeasement politics. The TMC, of course, countering the allegations being leveled by the BJP, saying that the BJP is only looking for politics in this issue. It's the BJP which is trying to politicize the issue. As far as the Mamata Banerjee government is concerned, the government wants to uplift those who are socially backward, and it has nothing to do with the religion.
It is shocking that the Chief Minister of the stature of Mamata Didi Banerjee is helping support conversion to Christianity by introducing an amendment in the caste census that not only those who convert to Christianity will get OBC status, but also the future generations of that family will get all the benefits of the OBC category. I think it is very clear that the leaders of the Indi Gathbandhan are anti-Hindu, anti-Sanatan, and therefore they are prescribed to this kind of ideology.
देखिए, ये पूरा गलत है. हम लोग भी एक सैंडल पे पोस्ट कर दिया है. ओबीसी के जो लिस्ट, उसके बारे में ममता बनर्जी जो बता दिया, वो पूरा क्लियर करके एक्सप्लेन करके बता दिया. ये भाजपा वालों, कभी अमित मालविया, कभी यहाँ का अपोजिशन लीडर, वो जो कर रहे हैं वो डिस्टॉर्ट करके वो कंफ्यूज करना चाहते हैं पब्लिक को. लेकिन ममता बनर्जी पूरा क्लियर करके बता दिया है व्हाट इज व्हाट.
I mean, he's saying that Chief Minister was battling for Pakistan, which is so untrue. It's so baseless. And these allegations are pretty serious, for which today in the West Bengal Assembly, our members of the ruling party have tabled a privilege motion against him. Because what he has spoken about, be very careful, about her speech inside assembly.
Now remember, the Mamata Banerjee government tried a similar exercise a few months earlier, only for it to be struck down by the High Court. What exactly did the High Court say? Here are some of the pointers. Selection of 77 classes of Muslims as backward is an affront to Muslim community. Apart from that, the court also observed Muslim community has been treated as a commodity for political ends. These were the observations of the court. Classification of the 77 classes as OBCs and their inclusion to be treated as a vote bank. Such reservation is an affront to democracy and the constitution. So the High Court said these things and struck down the old list. This is exactly what the BJP is citing to remind TMC of what happened to their earlier exercise, what happened to their old list. Now that brings me to the question that we are asking. Is Mamata Banerjee government, is Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, using OBC quota to appease Muslims, as the BJP is alleging? You can have your vote, have your say by logging on to Times Now on social media platform X and telling us what you think about this debate. We will reveal your results, your verdict right after the debate. Let's open up the debate. Let's go across to our guests. We're joined by Siddharth Yadav, national spokesperson of the BJP. We have Harshvardhan Tripathi, senior journalist, Shubhankar Bhattacharya, political analyst, Dr. Akashdeep Muni, also political analyst, and Professor Atikur Rahman, political analyst. Siddharth, today I want to begin with you. The TMC has hit back. The TMC is saying that BJP is misconstruing what the Chief Minister said. BJP is misinterpreting the data. And the BJP is only trying to politicize the entire issue. How do you respond to that charge?
Swati, I do not understand what misrepresentation is happening. The facts are very clear. The data is in front of everybody. The entire country is watching, entire West Bengal is watching how Mamata Banerjee is using a backdoor for her appeasement politics, taking away the rights of the Dalit, Shoshet, Vanchit, Pichda, taking away the rights of the OBC class community to give it particularly to one religion. When they got it back from the Honorable Supreme Court that they can't give a reservation based on religion, they used this backdoor. And now what they are doing is taking away the rights which should have been given to the OBC communities, but including only the Muslim communities to get that right. The facts, the data is there. Before 2010, there were 66 castes which were included in OBC. Only 20% of them were from the Muslim community. In 2025, we have in part 1, out of 51, 46 castes which are from the Muslim community, which takes it up to 90%. And in part 2, 21 out of 25, which takes it up to 86%. So what effectively Mamata Banerjee has done is that she has, for her own appeasement politics, for her own electoral gains, she has taken away that right that should have been given to the actual deprived communities, taken everybody from the Muslim community and included them in the OBC list so that they can be given that benefit and she can take the benefit of electoral gains. That's what she is doing. So if she continues to do so, which is anti-constitution, which is anti the spirit of the reservation, which is anti the basic concept of why upliftment has to happen or why reservation has to be given, just for our own electoral gains.
This is just for electoral gains, you're saying. This is just for vote bank.
That is happening.
Okay, let me bring in Mr. Bhattacharya. Shubhankar Bhattacharya, the allegation is that this is nothing but just an attempt by the state to include the Muslims, and you're doing it in the name of caste-based social justice. This has nothing to do with backwardness or uplifting people. It's about including the Muslim caste, Muslim community, so that you can get their confidence, you can get their votes, because the elections are due. It's nothing but vote bank politics being played by TMC. Respond to that.
Swati, if I'm allowed to speak completely, I'll just prove the logic behind it. I'm not getting into any tutu meme with the BJP spokesperson who spoke earlier, anti this, anti that. Now let me come across. Let's say according to 2011 census, the population of West Bengal is somewhere around just a little over 10 crore 20 lakh something. So let's say take the whole figure as 10 crores only. So now West Bengal, if we say that 28% of West Bengal population are Muslims, so that brings the figure to 2 crore 80 lakhs, right? Now back in 2024, I think May 22, 2024, the High Court did struck down the list in which there was inclusion of OBC list which had majority of Muslims as said by the BJP spokesperson. That's true. But at the same point of time, let me tell you, 5 lakh certificates of OBCs that were issued since 2010 were cancelled, right? So how much is the percentage? Is 5 lakh out of 2 crore 80 lakh, not even 2%, number one. Number two, the inclusions of the caste on basis of the Muslims, what they are calling it religion based. The funny part is that is only a provision. Because categorically they have named all the castes over there. But the population inclusion accordingly, that is not yet mentioned. And that is why the BJP gets that opportunity to use it for deliberately create a rhetoric.
You're admitting that the High Court struck down the list, and it's not just about the High Court striking down the list. You also have to talk about the observations. What did the High Court say while striking down that list, Mr. Bhattacharya? Vote bank is a term that was very specifically mentioned, that the Muslim community is only being used as a commodity. For what?
See, I have already given you the mathematics. Swati, I have already given you the mathematics behind it. It's a very simple mathematics. Do you think that out of 2 crore 80 lakh Muslims, you are appeasing only 5 lakh? That was the certification issued since 2010, which were cancelled.
Okay, let me bring in Harshvardhan Tripathi. एक सेकंड, 1 second. हर्षवर्धन त्रिपाठी, ये क्या हो रहा है? ये कैलकुलेशन में गड़बड़ी हो रही है, ये नंबर्स में उलझाने की कोशिश हो रही है, हो क्या रहा है?
देखिए स्वाति, मुझे लगता है कि पश्चिम बंगाल में जो कुछ हो रहा है, ये कोई ऐसा नहीं है कि आज कोई भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने आरोप लगा दिया, अमित मालवीय ने आरोप लगा दिया, इसलिए ऐसा दिख रहा है। ममता बनर्जी की सरकार में बहुत रणनीतिक तरीके से, और जो कोलकाता के मेयर हैं फिरहाद हकीम, उनका बयान अगर आप याद कीजिए, कलकत्ता उच्च न्यायालय को जो ओबीसी लिस्ट थी जिसमें मुस्लिमों को शामिल किया गया, उसको रोकना पड़ा था, अगर आपको ध्यान में हो। अभी जो ये आरोप लग रहा है, ये गंभीर है कि जो कन्वर्टेड है क्रिश्चियन से, क्रिश्चियन कन्वर्टेड है, उनको उस लिस्ट में शामिल कर लिया जाता है। जो ओबीसी की लिस्ट है उसमें हिस्सेदारी, यानी कितने नए लोग जुड़ेंगे, क्योंकि सरकार ये तय करती है कि वो चिन्हित करते हैं, और चिन्हित करने के आधार पर बताते हैं कि ये एक वर्ग है जो पिछड़ा है, यानी जिसको उस तरह की सुविधाएं नहीं मिल पाई हैं। अब बड़ी मुश्किल ये हो गई है, और मैं इसको कई बार कहता हूं कि इस दुष्चक्र से भारत को निकलने की जरूरत है। आपको तय करना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा वर्ग उस समाज में आएगा, किसको कैसे देंगे। लेकिन यहां एक तरीका क्या होता है, सबसे आसान तरीका है कि आप उसको ओबीसी लिस्ट में डालिए, और अगर मुसलमानों को उसमें शामिल कर देंगे तो एक पूरा वोट बैंक उनके साथ और शामिल हो जाता है। अब यह भी कमाल की बात है कि जहां ममता बनर्जी इतने लंबे समय से शासन में है, वहां भी वो मुसलमानों की स्थिति कोई बहुत बेहतर नहीं कर पाई। इसको इस तरह से भी देखना चाहिए, यानी ममता बनर्जी के शासनकाल में मुसलमानों की स्थिति भी खराब है, नंबर एक। दूसरा, उनको लगता है कि ये एक वोट बैंक पॉलिटिक्स में दिखावे की जो राजनीति होती है, क्योंकि 2026 में अभी चुनाव होना है, तो उसके पहले लिस्ट में शामिल कर दें। और एक ये लॉलीपॉप भी दिया जाता है कि अगर आप हमारे साथ खड़े रहेंगे तो जो आरोप है, मैं इन आरोपों की सच्चाई को पूरी तरह से जांचना पड़ेगा, लेकिन अगर 90% तक नई लिस्ट में मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी से आ रहे हैं तो ये सचमुच चिंता की बात है। और जिस संविधान की बात की जाती है, जिसमें साफ साफ कहा गया कि धर्म के आधार पर, मजहब के आधार पर आरक्षण नहीं होगा, उसको भी ये ठेंगा दिखा रहा है।
Okay, I come to you for a counter, Mr. Bhattacharya. 1 second. I will come to you for a counter. Let me bring in Dr. Muni and Atikur Rahman, and I'll take counters from everyone. Now, Dr. Muni, the allegation is that this quota, the OBC quota, has been turned into a backdoor for religion-based reservation just for electoral gains.
स्वाति जी, ये बहुत दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है कि हर चीज को धर्म के चश्मे से देखा जाता है, और मुझे बहुत शक शुबा नहीं है, क्योंकि भारतीय जनता पार्टी एक अजीब पार्टी है जो कहती है सबका साथ सबका विकास, पर हर चीज को धर्म के चश्मे से देखती है। मैं आपको छोटा सा एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा। 2010 में एक ओबीसी लिस्ट निकली थी। तब ओबीसी लिस्ट निकली थी जब लेफ्ट की सरकार वहां पे थी। तब वहां पे 100 नए कम्युनिटीज को ओबीसी लिस्ट में शामिल किया गया था। उस 100 में से 54 मुस्लिम्स थे। तब वह मुस्लिम अपीजमेंट नहीं था, तब सर्वे हुआ था, सब कुछ हुआ था, और फिर से अभी सर्वे हुआ और 2 लिस्ट निकली है, ए और बी। ए में 81 कास्ट सब कास्ट है, और बी में 99। इसमें से 56 मुसलमान है और 41 मुसलमान जी। इसका जो रेशियो है वो चेंज नहीं हुआ, तो बहरहाल सेम ही है।
नहीं, 1 मिनट, अगर इसका रेशियो चेंज नहीं हुआ है, पिछली लिस्ट और इसमें कोई बहुत ज्यादा बदलाव नहीं है, तो क्या आप कहेंगे कि जो हाई कोर्ट है हाई कोर्ट है वो भी सब कुछ इस नजरिए से देख रहा है. Is that also looking everything from the religion perspective? When the High Court says this is nothing but vote bank politics, when the High Court says that the Muslim community is being used as a commodity, Dr. Muni, what are your views on that? High Court ने ऐसा क्यों कहा?
On the High Court comments, I want to tell you that the particular case is under scrutiny in the Honorable Supreme Court. And in this particular case is under scrutiny under Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court the case is sub judice. And the judgment is not yet given.
So did the court stay that list? Did the Supreme Court stay the list?
Pardon?
Did the Supreme Court say that the list...
I just want, now give me just 10 seconds more. 10 seconds more. This particular Bharatiya Janata Party, when in Karnataka, they give 4% Muslim reservation to Muslim contractors.
Okay.
BJP government. Then it's okay. The same BJP government, when TDP gave 4% Muslim reservation in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
Andhra Pradesh. That's okay.
Okay, one second. Let me also bring in Mr. Atikur Rahman. Mr. Atikur Rahman, is that the truth that the Muslim community is only being used as a commodity irrespective of the party in power? Or do you think this is nothing but politicization of the issue?
Swati, I have no qualms in admitting that all political parties have used people and the religious caste people as their communities. There cannot be any doubt towards this. But you need to be a Chandrababu Naidu when the BJP will be supporting the same caste reservations and reservations based on religion. But since it is done by Mamata Banerjee, the BJP are... I have a simple question, Swati.
Right.
That these categories which Mamata Banerjee have created, these people, are they really not socially and equally backward? If they are socially and equally backward, what is the harm in giving reservations to them? Is it not affirmative action by the state? Because they are the suffering people. Yes, if they are, Mamata is using these people for vote banks, so does Maharashtra uses the Marathas as their vote banks, so does Andhra Pradesh
everybody practices this politics, but BJP has a problem, Siddharth Yadav, when opposition rule states are doing so. You have no qualms when your own allies are doing that.
No, Swati, first of all, I'll answer to all my friends who are trying to justify this and trying to explain the logic behind it. If you want to explain the logic, go and explain the logic to the Honorable High Court. The Honorable High Court made it very categorically clear that you cannot be continuing to do so. They also mentioned about vote bank, and they also mentioned about the intention that you have. But there, your logic doesn't, the High Court doesn't buy your logic. You want to sell your logic to the viewers sitting on national television? That itself proves that what are your clear intentions. Point number one. Point number two, I'm saying one has to understand what is the larger issue here. You are taking away the rights of the real OBCs.
Okay.
You are taking away the rights that should have been given to the OBC communities who were deprived over the years. Before 2010, if 66 castes were in OBC in West Bengal, only 20% of them were Muslims.
Okay.
Over the 10 years, you have made it 90% about Muslims. In the 10 years, your government could only think that, the Mamata Banerjee government only thinks that it is only the Muslim community which is deprived in West Bengal.
But the argument that is being presented is that the castes that have been included, if they are actually socially backward, what's the harm? That's the argument coming in from the TMC, that the BJP is misrepresenting the facts. The BJP alleges this is nothing but vote bank politics and is citing what happened with the old list when the High Court struck it down. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast. That's all that I have on behalf of the debate. Let me quickly reveal the results of the survey that we did. The question that we asked: is the Mamata Banerjee government using OBC quota to actually appease Muslims? And this is what people have said as far as their verdict is concerned. Now, the question that we are raising is based on the arguments that have been presented by both the BJP and the TMC. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on the broadcast.